Hi, welcome back guys. This is TR again with our next video in the series where we're going to customize our website now and make sure that it fits our needs and is the coloring and the logos that we want it to have. So you've already attached your domain name if you decided to go ahead and attach your domain name. So what we're going to do is go back into our BuilderAll site, and let me just go to the home page in case you forgot how to get here. So we're logged inside our BuilderAll account. We're going to go to Builders. We're going to go to our drag and drop Pixel Perfect Builder. We're going to go to My Sites. And here's your site. Now if you gave it a domain name, if you hooked up your own domain, it's what it is right here. If you didn't hook up your own domain, it's whatever you named it. What we're going to do now is we're going to click Edit. And it goes a little bit slow when it's opening up, especially since I'm doing a recording, screen recording now. That makes it go a little bit slower. So now that we have it opened up here, we can start to do some editing type things. And I just want to kind of go over a few basics to get started to show you how things work in here. Right now you can see that there's some grid lines on my screen. You can turn those on and off by clicking these buttons right here. They're kind of nice to have when you want to make sure things are lined up, as you'll see on some of the other pages that we have. There's text and rows that I like to have lined up, and videos and stuff that makes it nice and neat when you use the grid lines. So just on this first page, we'll talk about some of the things we can do. Now this is the logo that we have in for the website, The New Networker. Obviously, if you changed your name of your website, you're going to want to put in a different logo. And one of the easiest ways to do that is you just right click on the logo and you can click Change Image. Now you can select any images that are in here that you've already uploaded, or you can click the Upload button and you can upload images off of your hard drive to put in there. Let's see, we'll just see if I can find something to show you what it looks like when we uploaded. Let's see, we'll just upload this just so you can see what happens once it's uploaded. So it's in your website. Now you can do a few different things. You can click on this pencil and you can edit the name if you want to. You can also click on this, looks like a picture, and it opens up and you can actually edit it on the fly. I clicked off of that too fast. And if you don't like it, if you don't want the logo or you want to change it back, you just hit the back button and it puts it back in there. Let me go back into this so I can show you again how you can edit this. So if you click on this little picture, it opens up an editor. You can manipulate the photo right here before you decide that you want to leave the logo the way it is. You can fix anything, brighten it up, make it smaller, whatever you need to do, and then click Save. Oh, you have to click this OK button, and then it puts it in there. We don't want to put that logo in there. That's just, we're playing around here. Also, I wanted to show you that you can just left click on anything and drag it around on the page. So any of these elements, you can just drag them around. If you move stuff and you don't like what you did, you can just hit the back button and it puts everything back the way it was. So you can change any of the pictures, any images by right-clicking, Change Image. You can change the logos down here. You're obviously going to want to change out the URL down here on the bottom. We've already attached your autoresponder, so you don't need to do that, but you can configure it by right-clicking on it, hit Configure, and change anything that you need to change. You can change out the colors of any text by highlighting it, going to the colors, and changing the color. Right? And then another thing I wanted to show you on the page is you can change the SEO stuff on the page as well. So if you click on this little page thing up here. You just click on it and you open up your layout. So these are your layouts. We have two different layouts in here because we have a restricted area where you had to register to get the rest of the information about how to set up your system. And we'll look at that in a few minutes. But if you click on this, this is going to show you all the pages that you have in your funnel. And some of these pages we use and some of them we don't use, but this is all the ones that you have. Now if you wanted to click on this little gear setting, this is where you can upload your favicon for your website. You can give your website a title. So right now when you go to MLM Super Hacks, let me show you something really quick so you can understand this. If I go to MLM Super Hacks, even though we're on MLM Super Hacks, you can see up here in the tab, it says the new networker. And that's because we haven't changed that out in this HTML editor, which we were just working on. So you can change your favicon, you can change your title, so you probably want to name that whatever the name of your site is. You can give it a description, you can put in keyword tags, you can put in meta tags. If you have a Facebook pixel, this is where you would put it, or any scripts that you want to run, you can put it right in here. So just let me show you again. So then once you have everything in here that you want, you hit save. And obviously you can go back in and fix this at any time. But let me close this so I can show you exactly how to get to it one more time. It's on this page. You click on your layout and you click on this gear. And then you can change your icons. I'm going to change this to this. And click save. Okay. And then another thing I want to show you about how to work in with this. We're in the Pixel Perfect drag and drop Pixel Perfect builder, which is really nice because you can put things exactly where you want them on the page. One thing that you have to do, however, is you have to adjust it for each device. So you have to adjust it for your desktop versus this is for a tablet, and then this is for a cell phone. Now everything in here right now should be completely lined up because it was all done when we shared it to you. Everything had been already adjusted for each of these. But if you want to change anything, just remember you need to look at all three of these. So if you uploaded a new logo here, let's just do it just so I can show you. Uploaded a new logo here. Which is kind of big for this, so we'll make it smaller. I just want to show you how this works. Just drag this and make it smaller. Oops, I didn't want to move that. And we'll put it here. Anytime we move anything in and out of the header, we're going to get that pop-up because it's going to change it on all of the layouts, not just the layout that you're working on. So that's why we're getting that pop-up. Alright, so let's just move it. I just want to show you. Now if we go over into our tablet layout, you see how this is over here, you have to size it down for your tablet layout and then move it where you want it. Now if you wanted to get rid of this header here, you could just slide this up. So now we don't have that white header space, right? And the same thing with your cell phone view. Let's push it down, and if we wanted to get rid of this header, we just double click on it till we get that circle and move that up, and now we don't really have a header there. Okay? So just remember, whenever you're manipulating, you have to do it in all three screens. You know, first I like to work on my main screen, and then I like to, change it in the other two screens. And I do it, before I move on to the next thing. So I'm making sure as I go along all the screens are looking good and it's going to look good on all devices. And I do it before if you want to do one screen at a time and then save it, you can do that. But I like to do all 3 screens and then save it because I want to know how it's going to look. Maybe I'm not going to like it, so I don't want to save it until I'm sure I know how it looks. So anytime you make a change, check it on all 3 screens before you save it, and then save it right here. Okay? So let's go back into this and we can look at all our different pages that we have. Because there's some things that you're going to have to, some links that you're going to have to change out. So for example, on your privacy policies, there might be an address, like here's an address down here on the bottom. You're going to want to make sure that you change that to your address. The same thing on the disclaimer page. You want to make sure, well, this one doesn't have an address, but you want to look at it and make sure you change any information to your information. And also down here now in your footer, you may want to change your logo to yours. Make sure you're changing this URL down here in the footer. And then also, I have 2 home pages because we're doing an A/B split test with this. So you want to make sure you go to your home page 2 if you're going to use the home page 2. If you're not going to use the home page 2, go ahead and delete it. But if you're going to use it, just make sure you go in here and change out. Maybe you want to change this to your photo. Just realize that you can use any template that you want in the system. You can make your own. You don't have to use this specific template. It's just a starting point for you. You can change out what the words say. Maybe you're not going after MLM people. Maybe you're going after affiliate marketers, so you can really make this your own. And this is just a starting point, and you can do whatever you want with it. Just remember to look through this thoroughly and change out any information so it makes sense for your URL, for your domain name, and your website name. Also, like I said, I'm doing a split test. If you didn't want to do the split test, you need to make sure you go in here into the home page, you go into this gear, and where this little arrow points up, you want to click on that. And if you're not going to do the A/B test, you want to delete it. Because right now, it's going to, sometimes when people go to your URL, it's going to go to home page 1, and sometimes it's going to go to home page 2. And you can check your stats and stuff, and you can see which one is converting more. This is obviously new because we just loaded this in and shared this to this shared this into this funnel. So we haven't gotten any traffic here yet, and we're just configuring everything for this domain that we put on here. So just don't forget about that. If you're not going to do a A/B test, go in here on both your pages. And how we get there again is you click on this, you click on this arrow, you go to the specific page, you click on the gear. And once you click on the gear, too, remember you can configure all this. If you don't want it to say home page, you can change that. Obviously, we're going to want to change this to be MLM Super Hacks, and you're going to change it to whatever your, whatever domain name is that you chose. If you didn't choose a domain name, you can just name this whatever you want. You can give it a description. This is our pop-up page script where we have this box popping up over here. Let's see if we save that. This is our social proof box. That pops up down here on the bottom. So that's what that script was. And you're going to want to do that for both the home page and the home page too. You're going to want to change out this information for both of those pages. Now, if this seems like it's going too fast for you, don't worry. You can always, stop the video and work on this as you follow along with the video. And then remember too, if you're going to not do a split test, you're going to want to turn that off in this page as well. Oops, let's see. This should be in a domain type setting. So we'll save that. Please master requested format. What was the requested format? Maybe I don't put the, I don't remember what I just did. There we go. And don't forget to get rid of this if you don't want to use that. You know, it's not on here. You only need to set up one page, but just double check on yours and make sure that both pages aren't set up, because sometimes things get changed when you share the funnel, when you bring the share funnel into your account. So the next thing I want to show you is how to change out your links, your buttons, your share button. So when we go down to the system page, there's some buttons on here that need to be changed. So when you click on this download your super tips button, you got a PDF, and you can continue to leave this here and use the PDF that I've given you, or you can download that PDF to your hard drive. You can change that PDF the way you want to. Put your domain name on it and put your information on it, and then re-upload it. And then you would right click on it, click action, and see this is the PDF that's in here now, the one that I gave you. You could go to previous menu, and for the action you want it to be a document, but you want to click on this because you want to change it to the document that you edited, so it's, you know, with your information on it. Now if you wanted to continue to use the PDF that's on here, that's fine as well, you know, until you get it so you can just get your system up and running. You don't have to change it out right away, but you might think about doing that to kind of brand yourself. Okay, the next thing that you want to change is very important. This is your share funnel. This is how, when you clicked on this button, it opened up the website for you to pull it into your back office. So this opened up, and you clicked on the little save button, and then you picked your, and then you register for BuilderAll and picked your plan. So this is important for you to change this out, and I'm going to show you how to get the link to change it out. So you want to go over here, and this won't be showing unless your page is public. So you go on more options, and see right now where it says unpublic layout, that means the layout is already public, but I'm going to unpublic it so I can show you what happens. So you click on more options, you go public layout, you make the layout public, and once you make the layout public, you will get a button to get your share link. So you click get link, and it just copies it right to your clipboard. Okay, now once you have that copied to your clipboard, you're going to go over here to BuilderAll Business. You're going to click on the BuilderAll Business. Then you're going to click on Resources. This is a very important step, so we don't want to skip this one. Then we're going to click on Redirect Link. And then you're going to paste that. You're going to paste that in there, that link that we just got. Here, let me go back and get my link. I don't think I copied it. Good. So we'll go to Builders. Actually, let me just go backwards here. I want to get link. Again, we're going to go to BuilderAll Business. We're going to go to Resources. We're going to click on Redirect Link, and we're going to paste that link in that we just got. Okay? And then we're going to click Send. Now you're going to get two URLs. One's your share URL and one's a shortener. What we want to do is copy the share URL in the middle. Okay, and once we have that copied, you can close this, and then we're going to go back to our editor. And then you go back in here and you right click on your button and you click on Action, and you want to change this URL here to what you just copied, and then you just Control V and it pastes it right in there, and you click Save. Now when people click on that button, they're going to be getting your share link. So when they click on that, it's going to open up this funnel. They're going to click on the save button, and then it's going to prompt them to register for an account. So let's see if I can show you that without too much trouble. I'm logged in, so first thing I want to do is log out of BuilderAll, because if I stay logged in, it will take me back into my page, and so it won't be able to share it with you. So we're going to click here and log out. And what I'm going to do as well is open up a new browser window. And I'm going to open up a new incognito window and see if we can make sure that this isn't going to log me in. I'm going to take that share funnel link and I'm going to paste it in up here. Let me raise this up so you can see. And see what this does is it opens up the funnel that we're customizing right now for you to be able to share it with someone else. Sometimes when I'm logged in, however, instead of it opening up into the window where the person would select their plan, it wants to open up back into my account where I would be sharing this with myself. So we'll see if that happens this time. So you click on this save button, and then if they don't have an account already, it's going to prompt them to create a new account. So they would click create a new account. And then this is where they would pick their plan. They would click get started and they would click their plan based on the information that we have given them in the previous videos. Okay, so that's how that works. Let's go back here. Let's go back to where we were and log back into our site. And continue going through this. So that's very important to get that set up. And then the next button that you don't have to configure this because it's going to take you already to the register page. It's already set up when you pull this into your funnel. But if you right click on this and go to action after login, you want to make sure that it's going to go to this configure your system 1 page. And that page is going to be pulled in based on your URL. So you know, if you have MLM Super Hacks, it'll be MLM Super Hacks / configure your system _1, but it's locked, so the person has to log in or register just like you did to get into this funnel. Okay, and then where you see your registrations is you go in here into this little gear icon and you go into user management. And you can see all the people who registered in to get your registered to continue on and get to that page where we go through all the videos on how to configure your system. And you actually can set up your restricted area in here. We have them going to default 1 basically. And it allowed you to get to the page right after you signed up. It automatically granted you access to the user area. And then I also have Mailing Boss attached down here. And I used that second Mailing Boss where it said that I set up an MLM Super Hacks list for those registrations, and I can show you how to do that when we get to the next video. Okay, before we sign off of this video, there's a couple more things that I wanted to show you that I forgot to mention. And the first thing is I wanted to show you that when you decide to change images or anything, so say if we wanted to change this image, we could click change image. There's a whole bunch of other images up here that you can select from. So you can go into the image collection and pick images. You can go into the icon and pick icons. They have GIFs and buttons, you know, and social network collections. So I just wanted to show you that there's a whole bunch of stuff up here that I forgot to mention when we were talking about changing images that you can select from. So if you don't have an image that you want on your hard drive, or you can't find something you like, just make sure you look through these because there's tons of stuff. You can actually even change the background of your site as well. Like I didn't mention that, but you could also change out this whole background of your site using one of those images. And then the next thing I wanted to show you was how to make sure if your HTTPS, so your SSL certificate was working, because we talked about that in a previous video, and I wanted to make sure that you knew if it was working or not. So how we determine that is we go back to, let's see, we go back to where our builder is. We should have been in it here, but I must have changed it. So go back into your builder. We're in the drag and drop Pixel Perfect. You go to My Sites. And then right here under Active, you can see that the SSL certificate is active by this lock being here. If it wasn't active, this lock wouldn't be here. So if you don't see that locked, I know we tried to set it up yesterday, but sometimes it won't take if your domain hasn't populated yet. So to turn that on, you just go to More Options, and where it says Deactivated SSL, that will say Activate SSL. So if you click on that, it'll turn it off because it's already active. It'll just take a few minutes, and see now that lock is gone. And to turn it back on, you just hit Activate. And you want to have that on because then people have more trust to put their information into your website because it shows that it is secure. So I just wanted to go over that, and let's end this video now. I know it's gotten a little bit long, and let's move on into setting up your autoresponder, the second set of setting up your autoresponder and adding that new list in for your registrants. Okay, we'll see you on the next video.